Have you ever stared death right between the eyes? Perhaps been involved in a serious accident and had to call 911? If so, the fire department came with firefighters and EMTs and hospital medics. There's several ways to serve your community. According to the Texas State Firemen and Fire Marshals Association and the Texas Commission on Fire Protection, there are several pathways to becoming a firefighter. You can serve as a volunteer firefighter, emergency care attendant, and emergency medical technician. You can serve as a part-time or career firefighter, emergency care attendant, or emergency medical technician, or an EMT. Or you can serve as a single role EMT or paramedic. If you choose to become a firefighter on the volunteer side, you will have to obtain 110 hours of skills training. In addition to that, if you choose to get your EMT certification, you will attend a 180-hour either online course or in classroom setting course for that training. One program that's new in the state of Texas is the Junior Firefighter Program. So this is for individuals that are still in high school. They're under the age of 18. They can take their EMT class while they're at a local high school using the same state curriculum for their training. And in addition to that, they take their fire department training. And by the time they graduate high school, they now can challenge the test and have their volunteer firefighter certification with their EMT basic license as a volunteer. Now, when they're doing this program, they have the opportunity to take part in the normal operations of the station life. They go on normal calls, so they get real life experience and live training, and that helps them make a decision on whether or not they want to do this as a career job or not. So it's a very good advantage that they have. So while you're serving as a volunteer firefighter, you might think to yourself, hey, I think I want to do this as a full-time job. So if you choose that, you're going to fall under the regulatory agency, the Texas Commission on Fire Protection, and you will have to attend a 468-hour basic fire academy course. It's either online or in person. And then in addition to that, your 180 hours of your EMT training to get your basic. Once you have the certification, you can get hired on as a part-time employee for a city, work 12-hour shifts, anything up to 40 hours a week. Or you could choose a typical shift work pattern, a 24-48 or a 48-96 shift work pattern at a fire station. Perhaps you do contract work for an industrial fire protection agency, so you might work at a plant somewhere. So you have different areas that you can work. As you're working at a fire station or at an industrial site, you develop good relationships with your coworkers because you work with them a majority of your career there. So it's kind of like having a second family. Some of these individuals decide along the way that they would rather work for EMS agencies than fire agencies. So since a large majority of calls that the fire department runs are EMS related, the firefighters are starting to trend more of their training towards EMS and advanced patient care. If they decide to go the next step and go to paramedic school, they will basically attend more training to the tune of 1,268 hours of training to get their basic paramedic certification. Now, once they do that, they can work for an agency like the Colony Fire Department in the city of the Colony. They started in 2017 a single role paramedic only program. It was the first in the state of Texas, and it was so successful that it's actually taken off, and a lot of departments in the nation are doing this now. One of the advantages to that program is that it allows their medics to focus solely on their paramedic and their patient care only, and so they're more efficient, and they've been awarded by the city of the Colony for all of those changes that affect their EMS program. So with that, we've talked about the ways that you can serve your community as a firefighter, a volunteer, as an EMT, emergency medical technician, a paramedic, and if you choose so, just a paramedic only in the single row program. So at the beginning of the speech, we talked about activating the 911 system, and maybe you've had some experience with that. Well, when I was 15 years old, that was me and my sister. We were involved in a tragic accident, and we were trapped in the vehicle. The fire department came and had to cut us out, and they had to transport us to the hospital, and I got to see firsthand the professionalism and the courtesy, and that was my turning point, and they gave me purpose in life, and I knew what I was going to do.